Toronto, Calgary, and Brampton are among cities across the country that are uniting to support a legal fight against Quebec's secularism law. It was recently used to remove a teacher from her classroom for wearing a hijab. Brampton was the first to pass a motion to provide $100,000 to the National Council of Canadian Muslims, the World Sikh Organization of Canada, and the Canadian Civil Liberties Association to support the legal fight. Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown has said Bill 21, which bans public servants from wearing religious symbols on the job, is discriminatory. Mayor Patrick Brown joins us now on Forum Daily. Sir, welcome to the show.
My pleasure to be with you today.
So what have been the most recent developments around this legal fight against Bill 21, sir?
Well, first of all, I should say we've been inundated with cities across the country that have said they want to step up. They want to defend religious freedom as well. You know, we're probably closer to the range of 20 to 30 major cities that have said, count us in. If the federal government is going to be absent in defending our own Canadian charter, then we're prepared to step up. And what the genesis of this is this bill, Bill 21, which can discriminate based on faith, and you can lose your employment. You know, whether you're wearing a turban, a hijab, or a cross, the notion you can lose your employment based on your faith is blatant discrimination. And the groups that are challenging this in the court have done it largely on the backs of small donations, $10 and $20 donations, crowdfunding. And they've raised $1.1 million. But to take this to the Supreme Court is going to take about $3 million. And they're up against the government of Quebec that has unlimited legal resources. So it's not a level playing field. 2 years ago, they had hoped the federal government would step in, but because they haven't, you know, they were in a precarious position where they could lose a Supreme Court battle simply because of a lack of resources. And I hope that this intervention by Canada's big cities will level the playing field and make sure that we can have a well-funded, articulate argument in the defense of religious freedom.
And we know Brampton really spearheaded this initiative to support this legal fight. So why did Brampton decide to make this move in the first place?
Well, I believe religious freedom is a foundational value. And there's many people that come to Canada because they face religious persecution abroad. You know, Canada has proudly spoke about religious freedom at international conferences. We actually had an ambassador of religious freedom that was appointed during Prime Minister Harper's time in office. And the notion that we would be speaking about religious freedom abroad, talking about persecuted minorities, but then turning a blind eye to a province that was diminishing religious freedom is hypocrisy. You know, if we're going to speak about religious freedom abroad, we need to defend it at home as well. And the notion that we have individuals losing their employment because of their faith in Canada is unconscionable. And this Supreme Court battle, it's going to go to the Quebec Court of Appeal right now, but it will end up at the Supreme Court. If we have a precedent in our country, a legal precedent that says you can discriminate based on faith, well, that will give permission to other premiers in other parts of the province to do the same. I don't want to see a legal precedent that would allow discrimination. And so many people say, you know, it's only happening in Quebec. Well, this would give a precedent for it to happen elsewhere, and it shouldn't be happening in Quebec either.
All right, sir, just over a minute left here, but let's get into Quebec's response so far. So the mayor of Quebec, or rather the mayor of Montreal, is saying that this initiative is counterproductive, and they're questioning the use of public funds against a provincial law. So what is your response to this issue here?
Well, there is public funds being used to defend a discriminatory provincial law. That's the challenge. Right now, they don't want a fair fight. They want to bully their way by having this discriminatory law upheld in the courts because they're fighting an opponent that doesn't have access to the public purse. By Canada's big cities stepping in, we're leveling the playing field. And I'd say, you know, I've spoken to mayors in Quebec, and their advice was, oh, you know, the premier's too popular. We should be silent. We should accept this bill. I'm sorry. I'm never going to accept discrimination. That's not our Canadian way.
All right, sir. And there are also concerns around this being perceived as an attack against Quebec, or maybe a Canada versus Quebec issue. How would you address these concerns?
I love Quebec. I've got family in Quebec. I spent my summers as a child visiting Quebec. I spent 3 summers in Trois-Rivières learning French. I love the people, the culture. I love the province. What I don't support is a law that discriminates based on faith. And I know the spin doctors for the government are trying to say that any criticism of their policies are anti-Quebec. That's not the case. This is criticism of Bill 21, not the province of Quebec.
All right, Mayor Patrick Brown, thank you again for joining us today on Forum Daily.
My pleasure.